right. Hi, Red Raiders. This is Lauren Hill, Director of Student Involvement, here to walk you through how to use TechConnect. So, first thing first, you can find us, of course, by just Googling ttucampuslabs.com/engage/, or you can also always, too, find us by going to the TTU Student Involvement homepage, where there's a direct link to TechConnect, or, of course, you can Google. Now, first things first, when you get to the homepage, you're going to notice that you can go ahead and start searching. But my first suggestion, of course, is going to go ahead and be signing in. This is, of course, going to take you to the single sign in for Raider link. So go ahead and click yep on that if you have your credentials saved like I do. And now, when you come back to TechConnect, you are logged in and you are at our homepage for Texas Tech University. So right off the bat, a few things to go ahead and take a look at. Of course, you'll be able to take a look and see if you are in fact signed in. If you're like me, you've given yourself a little headshot over here. If you have any alerts or notifications, you'll have a little red dot right here in the corner. And of course, too, if you are using any kind of forms as a student leader for your organization, maybe a new membership form request or anything like that, you'll be able to see an alert there for any kind of submissions on your forms at this time up here in this quick little bar. Now, back to the homepage, you of course have your search bar. You can search from anything and everything here. This is a quick way if you want to try and find your student organization. We can even just start by searching with the word Delta, and it'll start pulling up organizations for you. As you continue typing, it'll help you narrow that down. It'll also help you to find events and news about potential organizations with that name. But back to the overall homepage. First things first, bright yellow banner here. You're going to notice we, of course, right now have our student org leader orientation. This yellow highlight bar is really to tell you guys from our office what's going on. What are the big important things right now? So, of course, right now it's re-registration season for 2024-2025. And so this way you can hyperlink right here to go find all those trainings that you need to complete to make sure that you're re-registered for the school year. If you keep going down the homepage, you'll find all of our events. This, of course, is going to show you just the top 4, the most recent upcoming events, but you can always click here and hit view more events, and it'll show you the entire calendar out to any future events. So if we've already got events, right now we're looking at the fall semester kicking off, but we already have events out in the spring semester, you will still be able to see those. From here too, once you start filling out preferences, which we highly suggest you do, you'll be able to see what kind of events maybe we think would be the most best for you to attend, something we think you would think is interesting or fun, anything from there. Now, as we keep going down the homepage, all of the organizations that you are listed as a member or executive member of will be here in these quick tabs. You'll be able to click right here and it'll take you to your student org sandbox, which is like my student org account if you want to think of it that way. This is my Student Org's TechConnect page that I oversee as the Director of Student Involvement. Any of your organizations that you're a member of, you'll be able to click here and find. As we keep going down the homepage, over here on the right, these are some really important quick links for you. They're going to take you out of TechConnect. They're going to open another tab, but it's a lot of important information that we hope you have and use as a resource, such as just our homepage, sub-room reservations as you're getting ready, academic space room renovations, SGA, so anything on their website, including their funding overview, and of course their core values funding. We also have a direct link here to the RISE office in case you need any of their services, as well as the Office of Fraternity and Sorority Life, the University Career Center if you're looking for an internship, and of course, last but not least, the Volunteer Center of Lubbock for any kind of volunteer opportunities. Now, over here to the left, you'll see student organizations such as your own or my office as well, posting any kind of late news updates, anything they're wanting you to see and be a part of. So look at that. Esports is kicking off, you guys. Let's get some gamers going. Now, over here to the left is going to be your kind of overall toolbar. We have a lot of options here. So of course you can always click the home button to come back here to the home page. It'll take you right back here all the way up to the top where Explore Texas Tech University is back. Now all of these events that I mentioned, you can also quick link here to events and it'll take you to, again, that entire list of current, ongoing, and upcoming organization events here on Texas Tech campus and off campus. Also, too, over here on the left, you can click organizations. This is going to let you see all 550 plus student organizations here on Tech campus. The great thing is you're going to be able to select by category. So if you're an architecture student and you're wanting to see those who are affiliated with the College of Architecture, you can click that and help kind of narrow down your search. Or of course, too, you can use any of these words to start typing in and seeing some organizations that have to do with your hobbies or maybe your faith, anything and everything you may want to do. So, hey, do you want to join the volleyball team? Do you want to join a Pokemon group? We got one of those. So, anything and everything that you can think of. Next up over here on the left, of course, is that news tab. So, all of our news postings, like I said, from our student organizations on that first welcome page, as well, of course, too, as any of our student involvement weeklies. If you're not receiving the email for whatever reason, you can also always find them here on TechConnect. Next up here on the left form bar, your quick bar is going to be your forms. We are always, as the Office of Student Involvement, going to star the most up and coming, and really important forms that we want you guys to be completing at this time. Like I mentioned earlier, we're right now in the middle of re-registration. So you can see that the 2024-2025 risk management post-training assessment, we've got that one starred at the top. So that way you can find it easier. Also, too, our involvement ambassador applications and any other kind of requests if you want to have something in the student involvement weekly. And again, any other kind of, organization-based applications, you're able to star them and have them starred by our office up here for you guys to find easier. Now, if you're ever looking for a form and you can't find it, I always suggest search by the year first. So 2024, we're in the year 2024 right now. And what's great is it's going to pull up, of course, those most active forms for you guys. That way you can find what's going on for this current school year right here. Now, next up, what's great is once you go home, and you're able to come down here and we're going to use our student org sandbox. This is again my kind of example student org account. You're able to quick link here. Well, also all your organizations are over here for you to kind of, quickly come over to and hit manage. So you can come over here and manage your home, change your about, your roster, your events, etc. So, like I mentioned, I'm Lauren Hill. I'm actually the new director of student involvement. So, I need to actually do some management on our student org sandbox. So, to do so, first and foremost, again, always make sure you're signed in because this manage organization little box right here won't be available if you're not signed in, and also if you are not an executive member of your student organization on your roster. So always make sure you're signed in and always make sure if you're on the executive board that you have access to this. If not, email my office and we can help you out with that. Before I go manage our organization though, something I always like to point out to everybody is as we're in the re-registration process for the year, and if you're concerned about your current status, always come check the two most recent questions, see if they've been flipped to yes or no response. No response means more than likely you haven't started those forms. No means it's probably past that re-registration timeline and you didn't complete something. Come talk to us about reinstatement. And if they say yes, you are all good to go. You'll also be able to see if there's any events being hosted by your organization here, as well as the roster. And again, any kind of news events as well here too, and uploading your documents such as your constitution or bylaws. So, if we go back up here now to manage our organization, let's go ahead and make some edits. First and foremost, the most important thing, since it is re-registration time of year or reinstatement, depending on the time of when you're looking at this, when you're ready to re-register or reinstate your organization, This blue button should be here for you once you click Manage Student Organization. This is, again, something that you can only access if you are already an executive board member of your organization. Let us know if it's not available and you've already managed your roster. We'll help you make sure this is available. What's great from here is you can see your total membership, who your primary contact is, as well as all of your organization tools and any upcoming events. I highly suggest you start creating events, and I'll explain a little bit later because we have some exciting news about how you can help, get access to TechConnect now from your mobile device. But let's first go look at our roster. I think we need to make some updates there. Yep, okay, we have Ms. Deborah Green as our treasurer, Kimberly Thornton's our faculty staff advisor, and look at that, there's Lauren Hill, that's me. Well, I'm technically the, director of student involvement, so I am going to make sure that I am now listed as the president. Awesome. Usually, you guys, we would like for your primary contact to be your president of your student organization. Because this is just our example account, I'm going to leave that as Kimberly for now, but no worries there. Also, from here on the roster, you'll be able to see if you have any outstanding invitations to join your organization. Maybe I really, really wanted, Dr. Bill Dean to join student involvement or student org sandbox, and he hasn't accepted it. That would be out here if I was waiting to hear from him. Also, prospective members are here. That's going to be anybody who is maybe asked to join your student organization, and you can approve or deny them from here. So let's go back now. You can always come over here and see all of your student orgs in this main toolbox over to the left. So we just looked at our About page and our roster, and we talked about events. Of course, too, if you post anything to the news, you're able to do so from here. You can also always, too, come in and help by adding some albums and some photos. You, of course, can always, too, in your About page, link your Instagram. But hey, I will say this, if you don't want me to stalk your Instagram for organization, welcome org fairs or anything like that, upload some photos for me. Or, of course, add them to a form whenever we ask for them, you guys. But you can always add and keep your photos here to keep a great log of your organization over the years. Next but not least, we of course have our documents. This is where we would love for you guys to make sure that you are updating and adding your bylaws. And oops, you can see here we haven't updated ours since 2020. It's probably time for a good review of our Constitution or bylaws. But again, that's where we ask that you just come right here, click Add File, and go ahead and just drop it on in there. You also, too, as a student organization, have the opportunity to create forms. Obviously, as the Office of Student Involvement, we've had quite a few forms, but you can come in here and create a new form anytime you want. You also have the ability to come and use any of these templates for us if you want to host your elections here on TechConnect. And last but not least, if you want to use our finance options, so any kind of budgeting or purchase requests or funding requests here, you can come in and request one and create one, and it'll come straight to my office. So now, if we go back to the home page, you can kind of see that we've gone through the entirety of TechConnect. But I do have some really exciting news. We now have an app. So now, if you go to the App Store,